Okay, this is the review for Unit 7. So this is going to be one complete video that will go over what we have learned in this unit. The first thing that we're going to be looking at is subtraction. And I have been asked a few times about how we teach subtraction when the number in the ones place is unable to be subtracted. So for example, if I have the number, okay, if I have 53 minus 27, okay, and I look at my ones place and I notice that already I can't subtract the 3 from the 7. So what we've been teaching them right now is to draw out the top number using base 10 blocks. That way they can see where all the numbers are going to be going and we aren't crossing anything out just yet. They will learn how to do that, but they aren't quite ready for that step yet. So right now they would take 53 and they would draw that out on the side. So 53 has 5 longs because those longs equal tens. So there are 5 longs and 3 cubes. Okay, so then I look to my tens and I see how many tens do I need to cross out. Okay, well I'm going to be subtracting 2. So I'm going to cross out 2 of my longs. Now I go to my ones and I need to subtract 7 cubes. So they look here and they look and say, oh, I don't have 7. Okay, so they take a long from up here, cross it out, and we know that a long equals 10, so then we're going to draw 10 cubes. Okay, now I have more than enough to subtract the 7. Okay, so now I can subtract 7 from here, so I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now I look and I see what do I have left. Well, I see I have 2 longs right here. So that goes in my tens place. This is my tens. And now I go to my ones. Okay, and I have 5, 6 left. Okay, so that's going to be what is going in my ones. So my answer is 26. So if the number is unable to be subtracted from the bottom number, we have them draw it out using longs and cubes, the base 10 blocks. Okay, now if the number can be subtracted easily without needing to draw out the base 10 blocks, they are encouraged to do that as well. So I look here and I say, okay, can I subtract 8 minus 1? Yes, I can. 8 minus 1 is 7. Okay, can I subtract 4 minus 3? Yes, I can. That is 1. So my answer is 17. So if they don't have to draw them out, they don't need to. Okay, they still can if that will help them. But when the number is smaller on the top than it is on the bottom, so if it was 40 minus 31, then we would encourage them to draw out the base 10 blocks. So this time it would be 4 longs and 0 cubes. Okay, then that will help them remember where numbers are going throughout. Okay, all right. So that is for subtraction. Have a look here. Okay, so let's talk about how to find the median and the mode for a number. So if I have a set of numbers, let's say okay, so I have 1, 5, 3, 7, and 5. Your next one. Okay, So now, the first thing that we need to do is we need to put these numbers in order, because I can't find the mode and the median without having them be in the correct order to start. So I can look at the numbers and I know 1 is going to go first, so I can put the 1 first again down here. Okay, and then I'm going to cross that off at the top so I know I already wrote it. Now the next number in the sequence is going to be the 3. So I can draw a comma to remind myself that it's a new number. Okay, and now I have the 3, so then I cross the 3 out up here. Okay, my next number, okay, is going to be the 5. Cross that out up here. And now I have left a 7 and a 5. The 5, again, will go in the sequence. And then my last number is going to be the 7. So I can cross out the 7. Okay, so now my numbers are in order. So now I can find the median. And we've talked in the class that the median is the middle number. And we help remember that by when you're driving in the road and there is something that divides going in one direction and the other direction, that is called the median, the middle of the road. Okay, so we want to find what the middle number is. So the way that we find the median is we take our fingers and we put them on both ends of the set of numbers. So 1 and 7. Okay, now I have been teaching them to cross these numbers out. Okay, if they can match up, so the two ends I cross out. Now I go to my next numbers. So I go in. Okay, 3 and 5, I cross those out. Okay, now I found a number that's by itself. So that is going to be my median or my middle number. Okay, the median means middle. So 5 is going to be my median because it is in the middle. Now looking at these set of numbers, the mode means most popular or most frequently seen. So you look for the number that repeats itself the most. So we know 1 and 3 and 7 are only there one time, but the 5 is there twice. So the mode is actually going to be 5 as well. Okay, so I'm going to do another set of numbers, and I will pause so that you can have a look and see if you can figure out what is the median, what is the mode. And this time I will put the numbers in order so that you can begin looking at it right away. Okay, so there are my numbers. I want you to tell me what is the median number. Remember, median means middle. Okay, the way to find it, remember, is you put your fingers on the ends. Now you would cross those two numbers out, and then you'd go to the next two, cross those numbers out. The last one that's left by itself is 6. So my answer for my median is 6. Okay, now let's do one for mode. Okay. So now looking at these sets of numbers, remember we're looking for the mode, and the mode means most frequent or the most popular. Okay, so let's look at them. Well, 1 is only repeated one time, so it's not going to be 1. And same with 5. 5 is only there one time. So now we look at 3s and we look at 7s. Well, the 3s is repeated twice, but if I look over at my 7s, it was repeated 3 times. 3 times is more than 2 times. So my mode, or my most popular number, is going to be the 7s. Okay, now what would my median be for this number set? Okay, so remember median means middle, so we cross out, and then we get to the 5. Now, I'm going to show you what happens if the numbers end up being even, and so you would have two numbers left in the middle. Okay, so when I have an even number of numbers in my set, you're going to end up with two numbers in the middle. So to find the median, remember, you go to the ends, you cross them out. Go to the next ones, cross them out. Now I'm left with two numbers. In second grade, you only need to know then that this would be the median. Okay, the two numbers in the middle would be the median. We do not need to add them together and then divide them by 2. That is not something that they need to know how to do in second grade. So if you are finding that you have a number set and it ends up being 2 left in the middle, then they can circle both numbers in the middle, and that will be correct. Okay, so if it's an odd number, then they will only have 1 number. If it's an even number, they will have 2. Hello, Oscar. Okay. So now let's go back to reviewing how to add 3 numbers together. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So when I have 3 numbers to add together, the first thing I want to do is I want to look for 2 numbers I could add together that would make a 10. Okay, that means that it would equal either 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way up through 100. We're trying to find a number that would make a 10. So we've talked about what can you add together to make a 10. Well, we know that 9 plus 1 equals 10, 8 plus 2, 7 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 5 plus 5. So now knowing that, we look and see what can we add together that would make a 10. So you look and say, okay, 18, the last number is an 8. What would I need to add together with 8 to make a 10? A 2. Do I have a number in here that ends in 2? Yes, I do, the 12. So now I know if I add these 2 numbers together, it's going to make a 10. So 18 plus 12. Okay, they can do partial sums if they'd like. They can break it up into groups. Okay, so you can say that 10 plus 10 equals 20, and 8 plus 2 equals 10, so then it would equal 30. Okay, so now we're at 30 for these 2, and now we just need to add our 6. So what is 30 plus 6? 36. So the reason that we tell them to find the 10 is because then when it comes time to add that third number, they can easily add it together. What is 40 plus 2? 42. What is 50 plus 9? 59. Okay, so adding those numbers together is a lot easier than saying, what is 47 plus 21? That isn't something that you can easily get an answer to. Okay, so we try and help them find the 10 first, so then they can easily add that third number together. Okay, let's review some 3D shapes. So I want you to have a look at the shape and tell me what is the shape name. So we have this shape here. What would this shape be called? Remember, this is a 3D shape, so triangle would not be the answer because a triangle is a 2D shape, not a 3D shape. Okay, this is a pyramid. All right, so we know that a pyramid has the front sides of a triangle, and it has the 3D shape. All right, so our next one, again, these should be reviews. So the 3D shape should come very easily to the classes. We have been talking about 3D shapes a lot of the year. So what is this shape right here? Okay, that is a cube. We know that a cube looks like an ice cube, it looks like a dice. So we try and associate real world objects with these shapes to help remember what they're called. So when we think of cube, we can think of ice cube. Okay, how about okay, what is this shape? And sometimes it can be faced like this as well. Okay, this is called a cone. We can remember this by it looking kind of like an ice cream cone. All right, so this shape right here is the cone. Okay, this next shape is one that is not as popular as the other ones, but it is one that we have talked about before and one that they should know. So looking at this shape here, what is this shape called? Okay, so this would be a rectangular prism. Okay, and we can remember that by it looks like a rectangle. Okay, so this is called a rectangular prism. All right, last one. Okay, what is this shape called? Okay, this is a cylinder. Okay, it's the same shape as a soup can. It is the same shape as a can of Pringles. Okay, so this is a cylinder. All right, so those are the 3D shapes that we have been talking about. Now, something else that is new this unit is learning how to double a number. Okay, so we've talked about doubles facts before. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 8. So they just need to remember that double means add the number together twice. Okay, so if I have my in and out, I apologize for this taking so long. I have to write all of these numbers backwards because of the camera, and it takes me a few minutes. Okay, so if I have my in and out, and my rule is that I need to double them, then I know that I'm going to take the number and I'm going to add it together twice. So the double of 2 would be 2 plus 2. Well, we know that 2 plus 2 is 4. So in my out, I would write 4. What would be then the double of 8? Okay, we know it's going to be, sorry, I said 8, I meant to say 4. We'll go down to 8 and we'll come back to this one. So what would be the double of 8? So we know it's going to be 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. All right, now let's go back up to the 4. So what is going to be the double of 4? Okay, the problem is going to be 4 plus 4, and we know 4 plus 4 equals 8. And then finally, we have 10. The problem is going to be 10 plus 10. We know 10 plus 10 equals 20. Okay, so now what happens if some of our numbers are already in the out? So for example, if I have sorry about that. Okay. So I have some numbers in my in and some numbers in my out. Well, we just talked about how to do the in, so you have to double the numbers. So what is 1 plus 1? 2. Okay, and what is 5 plus 5? 10. Now we get to a little bit trickier part. So we have 12 in our out. So we can do one of two things. You can think Okay, what two numbers do I add together to make 12? What doubles fact equals 12? So you can go through them and go, okay, 2 plus 2 equals 4, 3 plus 3 equals 6, 5 plus 5 equals 10. Oh, 6 plus 6 equals 12. So my n is going to be 6. If you do not want to do it that way, you can draw a picture. So I can draw two circles because I was doubling it. Okay, so now this time I'm going to be cutting it in half. So I'm going to take 12 and I'm going to count to 12 making dots in each circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I count how many dots are in each of the circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so my n is going to be 6. So they can either think about what doubles fact equals the number, or they can draw those two circles and divide 12 between them. So now for 18. Okay, I want to know what makes 18. So I can draw my circles again and count to 18 drawing my dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay? Now I count how many of them are in a circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it's going to be 9. So then I think and I make sure, is 9 plus 9 18? Yes, it is. So I would put 9 in my n. And then I can double check. 6 plus 6, yep, that's 12. 9 plus 9, yes, that is 18. Okay, so that is for doubling a number. Okay, the last part is also review. Okay, we are going to be doing addition number stories where they will have to answer the question and they will have to write the number model. So I want you to listen to the question. And you're going to answer it and think about what would the number model be. Okay, so answer and number model. Okay, so let's say that Maria has 51 marbles and her brother Billy has 17 marbles. How many do they have altogether? So I know that I'm in my number model. I'm going to have 51 and I'm going to have 17 because those are the two numbers that I saw in my story. 51 plus 17. Now to find the answer, I can go back to doing partial sums, what you came in for afternoon. So if I write 51 and I write 17, now I can add them together using partial sums. Remember, for partial sums, we start with a 10. So what is 50 plus 10? 50 plus 10 is 60. Okay, and then I go over to my ones. What is 1 plus 7? Okay, that would be 8. And now I put that together and I get 68. So my answer is going to be 68. But I also want to know what the units are. The units are, what are we talking about? 68 what? 68 pencils, 68 books, 68 people. What am I talking about in this question? And I was talking about marbles. So my answer is going to be 68 marbles. Now it's important that we label our answer because, again, we want to remember what it is we were talking about. Okay, so 68 marbles is going to be my answer. So now I can create my number model. 51 plus 17 equals 68. Okay, so just to go over this one last time, when you add numbers together, you should use partial sums. Okay, that is the easiest way for us right now to be adding double-digit numbers for addition, is doing it with partial sums. With subtraction, you should be using the base 10 blocks. So I'm going to write this down just so that you can see. One moment, sorry about that. Okay, so one last time, for addition, use partial sums. So if I have okay, 62 plus 28, I add the tens, so 60 plus 20 equals 80, and then I add the ones, 2 plus 8 equals 10, and then I add them together, 80 plus 10 equals 90. Okay, so partial sums for addition. For subtraction, okay, if I have oops, 75 minus 29, use base 10 blocks. Draw out 75 with base 10 blocks. So I have 7 tens, so I draw out 7 longs. And I have 5 in my 1, so I'm going to draw out 5 cubes. Okay, I look at how many longs I subtract, 2. And I need to subtract 9 cubes. So I don't have my 9 cubes, so I need to take a 10 and turn it into 10 cubes. Now I have plenty. Now I can cross out my 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I can see how much I have left. I have 4 longs left, so that's 40. So that's going to go in my tens place. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes left. So that's going to go in my ones. So the answer is 46. Okay, so addition, partial sums, subtraction, use base 10 blocks. Okay, that's all for this unit. A lot of it was review. A lot of it was being able to do addition and subtraction facts with bigger numbers. You will do great. This was sent home last week, and it was also done in class today, even though I was not there. So they should have lots of practice. Again, look through your math book and watch this video, and they should be all set. If you have any questions, please send me an email, and I hope this helps. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.